Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars with Keeve YouTube channel. It is the AR630 TSS, one of the best pressure washers in the world for detailing. That's what we're going to find out in this video. Now, there's tons of videos out there. This has been out for years. Everybody loves it. I know tons of people who have these in their detailing vans. I was just in Orlando at Beamer Invasion, and Caleb from Hands On Detailing had a 630 in the back of his. I've never gone to this price range before or this type of pressure washer before, a commercial grade. The highest I've ever gone is my current Active 2.0, and they're only $350. So totally different when you're spending $750 to $800 for something like this. The main reason I purchased this is because this spring is going to be crazy for new pressure washers. The Active 2.3 is coming out. The big boy pressure washers are coming out. Maybe somebody else will release something as well. I think $769 at Car Supplies Warehouse. It's about $789 at Clean Garage. Obsessed Garage has it for $799. Just depends, but at Clean Garage and Car Supplies, both of those usually have free shipping on something this large. You're still going to pay for shipping at Obsessed Garage. I also bought the Comet 1700. That'll be in the next video. That was about $675 or so, $650. Amazon, don't trust the listings because they say it's TSS in the bottom of the listing, but the picture they have and read some reviews, it is not the TSS model. Now, what is TSS? That is Total Stop System. That is what most electric pressure washers have right now. That's the ability to squeeze the trigger, it runs, and then you let go and it stops. The best way to tell that it is one is TSS really should be in the title. You can look at the SKUs, but also look at the pictures. Does it have this right here, the pressure switch? This is what helps regulate the flow and decide to turn it on and off. Now, first you really need to know about this unit is this is a true 20 amp unit. The GFCI plug that comes with it has the vertical and horizontal prong. Now, I've seen some reviews online that have said that this is some kind of foreign country plug or this or that. No, but some people just think that every garage is 15 amps, but there are dedicated 20 amps and 20 amp outlets, and they have the one horizontal and the one vertical prong. This is a really nice cord. It's a 12 AWG, really stout, 35-foot long. This is maintainable, which is good for longevity, but also requires you to do a little more due diligence when it comes to this. Just like your lawnmower and other things, if they're gas powered, you need to change the oil. You need to do a tune-up. Well, on this one, you really only need to change the oil the very first time after 50 hours. It's kind of like that break-in period. You change the oil out, and then you're good for, I said, a couple hundred hours after that to change the oil. A lot of this stuff is completely rebuildable. You can take this pump apart. You can replace valves, seals, O-rings. These things are going to last a really long time. Now, back here on the back, on the very top, you're going to see a little red cap. Now, that red cap goes over where the oil fill is. And then the unit comes with a dipstick that you put on top, back in that same position where the red cap came from. Now also on the back, and this thing's heavy, right here is a little see-through glass that you can kind of see that oil. Not just the oil level, but the condition of the oil. Instructions say if it starts to look a little milky, it's time to do an oil change. Now oil change wise, you have a bolt on the bottom to undo, to drain the oil, and then obviously you would fill it from the top. Now it does not state how much oil it takes, but obviously you've drained some oil out. You can kind of get an idea. You have the sight glass on the back, and then also you have the dipstick. You have a little prong down here at the bottom. That's about where it needs to be, or just a little bit above it. You can see there's a lot of oil here, but I just tipped the whole unit over. It's massive. It's so industrial looking, and it does have some plastic around it. It is really good, great plastic. It feels like some of it kind of does feel a little cheapy, but all of the fins here, the fins on the motor, the fins around the pump. You have the big fan on the back. Just so much going on here. And this thing weighs 50 pounds. Now this is from Italy. So this has BSPP threading on it. And I've seen some other videos and I've seen it come with it. And I've seen Clean Garage actually sells it. It's an AR branded BSPP 3/4 to 3/4 GHT it's called. GHT is garden hose thread. The BSPP is the British standard. Now, what they've given this one in this package is a plastic El Cheapo quick connect. So they gave you the male quick connect. Now the male quick disconnect has a female on the back side for BSPP. That screws on there perfectly. And then this is actually a pretty satisfying quick connect, but it's plastic. I wouldn't use it in the long run. I would use something like this. This is actually from the Comet 1700 BSPP thread. And then you have your garden hose thread. It is a 14 millimeter M22. So your normal M22 hose from your Uberflex will fit up to this. Something of this stout, I wouldn't put a 1/4 inch hose on it. I would stay with a 3 inch hose. Well, that's about it. It's time for testing. Before then, check out the links in the description below. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the bottom left-hand corner, it says tagged products. You can actually click on that, and there are commissionable items that we can get through YouTube as well to help fund the reviews through Home Depot and other places. So there's an outlet there. This is an amazing machine. No matter where you buy it, it's going to be great. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to testing. Now you may wonder, why isn't this already up on the shelf? You know it's going to be amazing. But the problem is my current setup, the hose I'm using to set up this whole thing isn't going to reach around to the front of this because, well, like about the 2.0 and about the 2.3, I believe it's the same way, is the inlet hose is on the side. What we're going to do here is take the quick connect off that goes to this fixed fans hose reel. It's amazing. It's 200 bucks and it's a retractable 3-inch pressure washer hose reel, not a fabricated air hose reel into a pressure washer reel, which a lot of those have failed, and I told you they were going to fail. Chemical our hose on here. We'll hook that up to the front of this. We'll hook our garden hose up from here to the unit to be able to do our testing. And this is the Flex Zilla hose. I love this with the swivel. Probably get tired of me saying it in every video. The Blue Shield retractable hook garden hose reel. Oh my gosh. My problem is since I bought a lot of this stuff, they have gone way up in price. She's in. This one. She's in. Now it does come pre-oiled. The oil level was good. Everything's good, so we're good there. Full blast. We have no leaks. Everything looks good so far. We got water. Yep. Let's open it up. Got to get that air out. And actually, the instructions say that this unloader valve. This is an unloader valve. This just helps you, take pressure off and off. Big thing on gas pressure washers. But it says when you are doing the purge of the air is to do it in low pressure mode. We'll put it all the way down. I've heard it's loud. The Active 2.0 isn't loud, but it has a higher pitched tone to it. This is more induction. It's going to have that more kind of sound. There we go. Let's try a 4.0. That's the smallest I want to go. And this is a gauge that measures at the end of the gun. So we get to see past the gun. Shouldn't make a difference whether it's here or here. Here's the spray. 1,050. 4.5. It's right at 1,000. So I only dropped 50 PSI between a 4.0 and a 4.5. This is a 5.0. About 850. So it dropped a considerable amount. It dropped 150 PSI from 4.5 to 5.0. We have our bucket on a scale. I have zeroed out the tare on a scale to already measure for the bucket. So that way, only thing that's being measured is the weight of the water. We'll do our calculation to turn it into gallons per minute using 1 minute stopwatch. 4.0. What's interesting about that is initially it was the 1050 we showed earlier, but it climbed all the way up to 1150 at one point. We gained 100 PSI from our initial amount, which is good. I think we were averaging about 1100. All right, so we got 16.90 pounds, converts to 2.025 GPM. So here's the 4.5. It stayed right about what it was. We may have gotten 25 more PSI. I think we got about 1025. We were getting 1,000 earlier. At 18.34. It's 2.197 gallons per minute. All right, now here's the 5.0. And another thing to talk about, induction motors. Sometimes the drop in PSI doesn't give you that flow. I'm so used to judging universal motors. It's going to be weird getting into all these induction motors. and understanding, you know, you don't gain and drop so easily when it comes to orifices. So let's see what this bad boy does. We were dead on 850 the whole time, so it didn't move. It moved like 20, like 830 to 850, so it maintained pretty well there. So we're now at 18.8, 2.25 gallons per minute. I think the 4.5 that sits at pretty much dead on 1,000 and is getting us to that 2.19 or so, close to 2.2 gallons per minute. I think that is the sweet spot. DIY Detail Incredible Suds at 32 to 1. You can get 10% off by using code CARSWITHKEEF at their website. It's just an amazing foaming soap. And I just a little shake up here to get it worked up. I already have it diluted, and 32 to 1 is basically what I use in a foam cannon anyway. Do my little spout and I pour it. Okay, so the goal is to prove that you can do with a 1.25. Do not go below a 1.25. You really shouldn't even run a 1.25. If you run a 1.1, you're going to burn that motor. This is dead on accurate at a 1.25, so let's see how this does. Wow. That is, I'll tell you what the difference between that and the Active 2.0. The difference is in how thick that got with how quick I was moving. I wasn't like slow playing it. I wasn't going the fastest. But normally when I go that speed on the Active 2.0, the Active VE52, I don't get this thick and this covered. There's more foam here. I don't see the black of the hood in the dimples. All the dimples are there, but you don't see through them. It's just thicker. Awesome. So in a 4.5, I only have 25 degrees. I prefer 25 degrees over 40 degrees, especially when I'm only running in the 900 to 1,000 range. I think that just gives a little more impact, but not bad. But with this much flow and the way this feels, I might want to switch back to a 40 degree because I think it would be more efficient. Just look at that. Wow, this thing has some kick. I mean, that's just a perfect even pattern. Look how much water. So I could not find a 1.35. I have one that thinks it's a 1.35, but it's actually 1.295 or at 1.3. But your motor is going to thank you and your electrical circuit is going to thank you. And the foam's still going to be good. Can you even tell a difference? A little bit runnier, but I mean, geez, look at that. So this time we're going to rinse with the 5.0. See what it's like. I mean, you can't complain about any of it, really. All right, so let's see what difference this makes. So this is supposed to be a 1.5, but it measured out like 1.425. But it's definitely the largest orifice that I have. This is going to foam a little bit less, I would think. I can't even tell the difference. It went from a 1.3 to a 1.425. So this is the 4.0. We were, basically at 1050, but when we did the bucket test in that last 30 seconds of the minute, it was rising pretty quick and got us up close to 1150. So this is going to be slightly different. So you can tell that difference at that 1150. I got my finger about where I normally would have it at 1,000. I felt it a little bit, so I backed off. It didn't hurt. It just was unexpected. Wow, those were some amazing numbers and some amazing foam. This is the best pressure washer that I have ever tested, by far. It's just nice, and the sound isn't bad. It was like 84 decibels far away. The Active 2.0 is about 85 decibels from the same distance, but the difference in the pitch, this has more of a sound, and it does have a little bit of a click sound that's a little bit louder, but that's a much higher pitched sound. I know upstairs you can hear that more than you can the AR630. So pretty amazing. Is it better than 2.0? Absolutely. I mean, two different things. Residential, home, universal motor, still getting almost 2.0. That's pretty crazy. This is just a whole nother level. Pretty cool. I have a big mess to clean up here, so don't forget to check out the links below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And is this the AR6? One of the best, the version of this that doesn't have TSS. The version of this that doesn't have TSS. Oh my gosh. Think. The version of this that I constantly make a mess. Oil everywhere already. Oh my God, just thread it right. Oh my gosh. Oh, dumb. Running out of water? Jeez. What a dummy. You're an idiot. Anything for a view.